Hey guys, I missed posting on Tuesday. I was going to do that. Emily Holloman again on my Fit to 40 journey and my just in life choosing to go hard after God. So I wanted to share with you guys today. And this is not to toot my own horn at all. Again, I'm 55 minutes away from the end of a 3-day partial fast. We've been doing 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. And um, then on top of that, I also fasted um, any TV shows. Like I like watching Bones or some other crime drama while I'm washing my, washing my dishes. But I've just been, you know, putting on worship music or a lot of sermons and messages and things to just focus in on God. And it has been awesome. It's been so good, so refreshing. Like I said, my birthday is next Tuesday. I'll be 40. And while I'm not quite where I was hoping I would be by 40, back into lifting heavy and stuff, I've been dealing with back pain and more recently knee pain. Just believing the Lord for healing as I continue to change how I walk, how I do exercises, so that I'm doing it in proper alignment. So that, I mean, that is how we need to live our lives, in proper alignment with the Lord. And just believing that He's going to heal my body as I continue to be faithful. So the ladies that I've been doing this fast with, and I've been meditating on, bug, Deuteronomy 8:2. You shall remember all the way in which the Lord your God has led you in the wilderness these 40 years. Like 40 years, right? Yes. um, uh, that he may um, that he may humble you, testing you to know what is in your heart, whether you will keep his commandments or not. Like that, how amazingly perfect timing is that we were meditating on this verse, and I'll be 40 next week, like 40 years. And it has not been all good. It's only been recently that, I think I got into YWAM. I think I was 33 when I came. No, 32 when I came out to Virginia from Washington State to volunteer at YWAM, and then I did my DTS, and I came thinking, I am going to give this something, to the ministry. I am doing this, and God was like, "Sit down, sister. You've got so much to learn," and I did. And it wasn't all uphill. It was, some highs, some lows, and struggling and getting freedom, getting delivered, and then choosing to grow, choosing to be discipled. And that's not always easy because, like, I think I know everything. And I mean, I know I don't, but then, when people bring correction to me, it has been not, I'm choosing to be different now. It has been that in my spirit, I go, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, why? No, you don't know from my perspective. And a lot of times it doesn't matter. My perspective didn't matter. God's perspective matters. What God thinks, God sees, that's what matters, because that is truth. And so anyway, we're meditating on this, and so I was reading through the whole chapter, and had verse 8, or chapter 8:18, But you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who is giving you power to make wealth, that he may confirm his covenant, which he swore to your fathers as it is this day. Now, this is the Old Testament, and the covenant that they had is different than the covenant we have in Jesus. We're grafted into that covenant. But that made me think of Matthew 6:33, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. I think I merged a couple versions there. But we generally think of all the things as everything that I want, everything that I could possibly desire, God will give me. Well, no, the verses ahead of it say, food and clothing is what he's talking about. But it's mainly the idea behind it is he cares for you. He cares for me. And we need to seek his kingdom first, not my own comfort, not my own wants and desires, but his kingdom first. Now, I was challenged. I recently became a realtor, coming up on my 1 year. And I also sell crochet items, and I sell Norwex. I'm not bringing in a lot of money right now, but I was talking to the Lord about how much he wanted me to give out of that. The 10% is the tithe, but it's like, God, what are you asking me to do? And heard quite clearly 50%. And I've sold a crochet item for like $40, and we have immediate needs. Like, we need that money. And then we had some gifts come in. You know, such a blessing, gifts from wonderful friends that was like, okay, like, we need this money because we have so many things that need to be done, debts that need, like, immediately this needs to be paid off or bad things are going to happen, um, things like getting the car fixed and other things that, my mind was like, okay, I can't afford to give the 50%. I was looking at the bank account and thinking about what we need to do and when next payday is, and buying groceries and everything. And God was like, it's not that he would be mad at me for not being faithful. He's very forgiving, he's very merciful, he's very loving, but it was an invitation for faith. Like, what are you going to believe is true? Is more true, because there's a fruit fly and it keeps flying in my face. It is true that we have expenses and needing more money. That is true. But that's not the real truth. What is more true is God is faithful and he cares for us. He knows what we need, and he knows that what will happen if things don't happen. And I think of Jesus telling Peter, go get a fish and take the coin that you find in the fish's mouth and go pay the temple tax. Like, he provides. He can provide through a fish's mouth. He can provide through whatever, an amazing surplus that just, our businesses just take off, and that would be amazing. But this is like choosing to give that 50%, even though we are in a position of needing that money and I'm not tooting my own horn, because this is, I want to be an encouragement to you. I want to challenge you to be faithful in whatever it is, whether God is calling you for time with him and you're like, man, I don't have time. I have a bazillion things that I need to get done today, hopefully during nap time, which is now. But I took my time with the Lord, because he is the one that restores my soul. He is the one that provides for me. And he is worthy of my attention and my affection. I don't come to him because he does those things. I come to him because of who he is. And he is worthy and so good and kind. And yesterday, just a testimony, yesterday I was praying over my business, and today I got a phone call of a breakthrough that is like amazing. You know, it was God worked on these people's hearts. It's amazing. And I can't divulge more than that, you know, confidentiality reasons, but it's good. But yeah, this is getting longer than I had anticipated it being. But I just want to encourage you to, as Deuteronomy 8:10, like 8 talks about the command, like following the commandments and remembering the wilderness, because he's bringing them in, he's bringing you into the promised land, right? This is what the promised land will be. And then at the end, when you have eaten and are satisfied, you shall bless the Lord your God for the good land which he has given you. And that I've just been blessing the Lord for the good land that he has given us. We have a house, we have cars that run mostly. They run right now. Thank you, God. You know, I have an amazing husband. I have amazing children. I just bless the Lord for everything that he has given me, especially himself, because he gives us the very breath in our lungs, that is his spirit within us, and the power to live free lives, to live powerful lives, to see demons cast out, to see the dead raised, to see people healed and delivered, transformed. This is what we get to do. It's amazing. And so if you've watched this far, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate you guys. Lots of love, and bless the Lord.